This is part 2.
Welcome to Tune Fever, baby.
So welcome everybody to part 2. Let's get it cracking. So next up we have Iron Maiden.
Oh, great.
This is number 20. And then they're going up against Phish. This is ridiculous.
Oh my gosh.
I think Phish probably pretty easily wins this for us both. Right?
I think, yeah, I'd probably say so.
Yeah, because we both love Phish.
And it helps because I know the discography more, but there are some like Phish albums that I think are really amazing.
Yeah. Of course, there's also a lot of whack Phish, but.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
But they have so much. They have like 20 studio albums and like 500 live albums. So
yeah, that's probably accurate.
They just throw it all out there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's Phish, their musicianship, and Iron Maiden, their musicianship too, but Iron Maiden is less it's less like adventurous. It kind of is musicianship applied to heavy rock music and metal, whereas Phish is extreme musicianship and jazz influence. And I mean, Phish, basically adventure is like the defining characteristic of their whole music. It's a bunch of real intelligence about music from all of the band members coming together, and it seems so goofy and fun and funny and also intense and psychedelic and just like unlike anything you will ever hear again. So much of it, it's just all a big crazy adventure really with Phish. And so I definitely have to give Phish the edge over Iron Maiden, though Iron Maiden is definitely really awesome. There's a lot of Iron Maiden work that I like and albums that I really do like from them. In parts of songs that they're just nuts. Like you'll hear a song and it's like, let me hear that part again. Let me hear that part again. You back it up like 5 times just to hear the same thing. There's definitely a lot of that in Iron Maiden, but there's also that in Phish. Although it's a completely different type of music.
Completely different.
Yeah. But Phish is, I just think that Phish does quite a bit more. I think it would even be fair to say that Phish does a bit more creatively than Iron Maiden does.
Oh, for sure.
Mm-hmm. They're really out there on a limb all the time. But we are both big Phish fans. So we choose Phish. All right. So next on the list, we have Pink Floyd versus AC/DC. Oh! The best band of all time, AC/DC. Yeah, so
okay, I mean,
this is
so we will both say AC/DC. All right, let's move on.
AC/DC.
Well, what's the next one?
All right, the next one is The Police. I'm just kidding. Let's talk about it. So, but The Police
I
really
thought you're actually moving on. I was just going to go with it.
Yeah. The Police really is the next. So we have a sneak preview, but I don't know who The Police is going to be against. But, get your juices flowing.
Get your hopes
tantalized. Here we go. AC/DC versus Pink Floyd. I actually really like how this turned out. These two bands, they're a fun one to compare. I'm choosing AC/DC.
For me. Really? Okay. Oh, yeah. I don't know. Because I love stuff. I absolutely love both bands.
Yep.
Why do you choose AC/DC?
I choose AC/DC because they
because they're AC/DC.
I think AC/DC doesn't require patience.
Sure. No,
You know?
that's right.
And they're also, I mean, okay, maybe this is controversial. Angus Young is better at guitar.
Better than who?
The Pink Floyd guys.
Oh, better than David Gilmour.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
Gilmour.
Sure.
Yeah,
That's a statement right there.
I'll go out there and say that. Obviously, not in terms of like songwriting guitar playing, but in terms of like the shredding. I prefer Angus. Angus guitar solos and Angus energy, I prefer.
Sure.
And AC/DC honestly does have more that I like. Pink Floyd, I like Animals, and I like Dark Side of the Moon, and I like Wish You Were Here, and I really don't like The Wall. That's one of my hot takes that I know you know about me. The Wall is not a good album to me at all. I have no interest in The Wall. And then Pink Floyd also just has a bunch of weird kind of spacey, empty
Weird
sounding music that I'm completely uninterested in.
Right.
Most of
And
it.
me
They
too,
have some that's
honestly.
good. Yeah, so that's how I am with Pink Floyd. There's just less Pink Floyd that I like. I also think Pink Floyd's pretty overrated in a lot of ways. Yeah, but AC/DC is probably also overrated sometimes, but AC/DC, they have so much about them that's so instant. Like instantly recognizable. And also AC/DC, you got to give them credit. They really do a significant bit of experimentation. You think about them using like what's it called? That Irish thing.
The bagpipes?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that song.
Yeah. You think about that
Long Way to the Top if you want to rock and roll. Yeah,
Sure.
and they pull that off. Like it doesn't feel weird at all.
Feels
you
rad.
literally it just feels right. And Bon Scott and the and he just plays it for like the whole song.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
And also another thing I really like about that song, the band, after he died, the band decided to never play that. They don't play that song live anymore out of honor, out of respect for Bon Scott, which I really think that's cool.
Interesting.
And I just, oh my gosh. Yeah.
I just like AC/DC. They have a lot of attitude, a lot of song topics that are really interesting too. I mean, to go again with the experimental thing, the end of TNT. There's another, and like the Bells and Hell's Bells or something. You know, they really do a lot to kind of keep putting out interesting music. Let There Be Rock is probably maybe one of my favorite AC/DC songs, and also like Jailbreak. They have they have tons of music that's all super interesting. And then there's the Iron Man 2 soundtrack.
Oh, dude, the best album ever.
Yeah, it's a concept album because it's made for a movie. Yeah, I do. You know, I saw a t-shirt of it too. It was AC/DC Iron Man 2 t-shirt for $10. I almost bought that.
I knew a kid in middle school. It was it said Iron Man 2 and has Iron Man 2 and War Machine, and then it just says AC/DC on it.
Yeah.
And yeah, this is one kid in middle school who wore that like all the time, and I actually really liked it because if you don't know that I don't think it said it's a soundtrack on it, because if you don't know if you didn't know that ahead of time, like you just see this shirt, Iron Man, AC/DC, you'd have no idea what that means. Like if you haven't seen the movie, but
people would be like, I thought that was a Black Sabbath song.
I know.
Yeah, dude. AC/DC. Yeah, and we always make the joke about AC/DC. Like before we started this video, he asked me if AC/DC was on the list, and I told him that AC/DC was on the list 49 times.
It's true.
Yeah, we have this joke to where if we're like, what band is that? The answer is always AC/DC. So yeah, it's fun. It's fun to give AC/DC a little shine. And I was wondering how they would fare against these bands, but You know, and I like Pink Floyd. I would consider myself a fan of Pink Floyd, but not a big fan. I definitely love more AC/DC than I love of Pink Floyd.
Sure.
But that's where I'm going with that. What about you?
Sure. Yeah. So Pink Floyd, I love the three you mentioned. Dark Side of the Moon, Wish You Were Here, Animals, and I do love The Wall. I love all four of those. But then outside of those, there's just a lot of the really weird stuff I've never gotten into. And then there's a lot I don't know, but I wouldn't really know where to start just because there's all the like I guess Adam Heartmother. I have no idea. But anyway, that's just not for me. But outside of those four, but yeah, AC/DC for. I think I want to go with AC/DC just because again the consistency. Because AC/DC, you know, we joke about them being the best band ever, but for every album, you know, just to be the straight definition of rock and roll, they are always in your face. They go hard. They never shut up. The music is very simple, but the attitude, the style of it is just incredible. You know, we mentioned Bon Scott, Brian Johnson when he stepped up on. Well, he was the singer on Back in Black and Onward. Is very good.
Yeah.
I've said before. So yeah, and I have super good things to say about Pink Floyd, but I guess with AC/DC, forgot what I was gonna say. It was probably something lit. Oh yeah, I would argue that I feel like if you took the worst song on Back in Black and you put it on any other album, it would be the best song. Like every song is just that good.
Okay.
That's another one that well, I don't know. I'd call it a perfect album just because of how simple it is, but I love it. You know, and for them to do that, you know, just that kind of hard, just to go out on every single album, even ones that they made one in was 20. Well, they made Black Ice in 2008, but the one in 2014, I think it was what, Rock or Bust. Songs like I think title track Rock or Bust is what it's called, and then also the song, not Money Talks. No, it's Play Ball. I think is the one. It's another one I think is really good. But and obviously that's another one. I still go back to the classics or the older ones, like, you know, Let There Be Rock and Highway to Hell and some of those. But I don't know, just for them to just be that consistent all the time is very nice.
Yeah, they're
very
cool.
very good for them.
They know what they're doing.
And it's a formula, and you know, you could argue that every song sounds the same, but it's just awesome, and it will never stop being awesome. So
right. Yeah, they're kind of timeless in a way. Yeah. Well, we are to the next round. Here we have the Police, right? Versus Rage Against the Machine.
Ooh. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, this is cool because these two bands are two of the first bands that we had in-depth discussions about. Like, went through this. I think we literally did Rage Against the Machine, and then we did
Did we do the Police next? Yeah, because me and Joe, before we had this YouTube channel, we used to rank bands' discographies. We'd like listen to them.
This is when we lived in the same house at our school.
Yeah.
So
we did that.
Oh man.
And but yeah, I think Rage was one of the first bands we did, but I think next, we did Police right after it. So it's funny that we're trying to decide which one.
Because I even before, like, outside this, I kind of think of them in the same time frame.
Yeah. Yeah, that definitely because we challenged ourselves to really rank their discographies. I definitely, when I think about both bands, my memories go back to that period of time for sure.
Right. No, absolutely. And when I think of listening to, like, you know, the entire Police albums for the first time was around then. So I'm super nostalgic about both bands.
Yeah, and I'm nostalgic about Rage more than I am Police, because the reason I wanted to do Police with you is because you knew Police stuff and I didn't.
Right.
And so, but yeah, Police are great. I have to give this to Rage though.
Yeah.
Because Police has an entire album that I don't like, and Rage doesn't. Yeah, because man, we'll probably do a video about ranking them. But yeah, Ghost in the Machine, that's the one I don't like. But
sure.
everything by Rage is nice.
Yeah. I don't want to eliminate either band.
I just think I'd be more sad if I could never listen to it. So I have to keep Rage.
Right.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That's who wins.
Right. Oh man. And yeah, I always go back to the first Rage album. Because every song is just that good. I mean, and I guess, and that's another one. They just came out swinging, and then they hit it. Yeah, but the Police though, because obviously I knew more about them, even if it's just songs. Knew more when I was growing up.
Why does it feel so normal now to be comparing bands like this?
I don't know. It's kind of scary.
Doing it over and over again makes it feel more normal. But stepping back for a second, this is pretty weird.
It feels man,
I feel like I'm forming new synaptic pathways in my brain.
Oh, it's fun. You like it? So, have you ever compared the Beatles to Blink-182? Yes, I have. It's pretty fun. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh. As much as I love Rage, I feel like I want to give it to the Police just because I feel like, oh, hi Brittany. I guess you can't hear me.
Joe says hi.
I forgot you were wearing headphones. What's up, guys? Okay, back to the conversation. Sorry, you can cut that out. I feel like I want to give it to the.
Do you know that she apparently was trying not to interrupt, so she was crawling around the bottom of the screen, and you could see her.
I didn't see that. I saw her stand up. I want to give it to the Police just because I feel like I would be more sad without their music. I feel like while Rage is just awesome, I don't know, Zenyatta Mandata, Synchronicity, those albums, they never get old for me.
Yeah.
They kind of go back and forth as my top two. They're funny because they're like kind of different, but I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. And I like while Rage, every single album is just awesome. I like the progression of the Police. I don't like Ghost in the Machine either, but I like all other 4 of them. Yeah. I guess I shouldn't be giving away my Police rankings right now.
Yeah, because we'll do that video.
Even the debut, I think, is pretty solid.
Yeah.
It's one I own. It's one I'd like to. I'm trying to think of which ones I don't own. I think I own at least 3 of them. But yeah, that's yeah, I can totally see why anyone would say Rage, just because you listen to that and you want to tear down you want to just explode. You want to just tear down a wall.
Yeah.
And also when I listen to Rage, I have to listen to it loud.
Yep.
Like I absolutely have to. I think my favorite song is probably Bomb Track.
Yeah.
I just dig it. It's very cool. I always find different things, and also I think that for their first one may be my favorite, because I used to have a different favorite, I think is what it was, but I don't know, that's one I find easiest to just come back to, but I like all of them.
I remember I knew, because I first heard Rage on a Tony Hawk game. I think it was Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2, had Guerrilla Radio in it. Because I'm a huge Tony Hawk game guy, and skateboarding game in general. They're like my favorite games ever. So I knew some Rage way back then, so I kind of feel that kind of nostalgia and memories.
Yeah,
and
stuff.
I
feel more nostalgic about the Police, probably.
Yeah. I didn't know them at all until we listened to them. I just knew some songs,
it was funny.
Or whatever.
I remember story time. You walked in my room. You were like, "Hey Joe, you ever listen to Rage Against the Machine?" I'm like, I don't think so. And you're like, you should listen to all their albums. And I was like, okay, sure. But I ended up really liking it. So
yeah. Well, cool. Let's go to the next battle. We disagreed on that one. That's the second time we disagreed.
That's a rage
throughout this whole process. We disagreed about Beatles versus Blink, and then now we're disagreeing about this, which, yeah, it sucks either way. Okay. We have Jimi Hendrix, which I'm just going to call it in the air, wins for me. Doesn't really matter who it is. Versus Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Huh.
Very, yeah, because Jimi Hendrix is a huge influence on Frusciante, or however you say his last name. But yeah, that's interesting. It's Jimi Hendrix, but you know, I can't get rid of Red Hot Chili Peppers discography.
No, I can't either.
That is crazy.
Obviously.
Holy cow. Oh man, that's like
actually.
I
think I'd also go with. What'd you say?
I was gonna say everyone likes something by Red Hot Chili Peppers.
I know.
They're just awesome. But yeah, Jimi Hendrix is who I have to keep there. I think
I'd also go Hendrix just as a guitar player, everything he did. Obviously, I don't have anything bad to say about Red Hot Chili Peppers. I play bass. I'm heavily influenced by Flea, so there's that. There's that. But actually, no. The other day, our bookstore, or the place where I like to buy discs. I literally just bought Blood Sugar Sex Magic. It was like $2, and I was like, wow, I'd have to be an idiot not to buy that. Like, that's ridiculous. So I bought that one. That was really cool.
Wow.
And that's the one that Red Hot Chili Peppers are nostalgic for me. They're one that I kind of grew up on. My dad has a ton of their old discs. That one, he has Mother's Milk, Freaky Styley, Uplift Mofo Party.
I gotta get Freaky Styley. I gotta get
some of the and he got into them back when he actually listened to music in the late '80s, early '90s. He had all these really really old CDs by the band, and they're all sweet. Yeah. But yeah, obviously Jimi Hendrix Already Experienced album is it's freaking cool.
Yep.
If my dad watches this video, he'd be upset with me. But
yeah, okay.
but they're both great. Well, that's not true, because he also likes Jimi Hendrix a lot. I don't know how he would, but I guess he actually saw Red Hot Chili Peppers live, which is cool, and I think that'd be really fun.
Well, I think there's some Red Hot Chili Peppers it's really easy to get rid of.
Oh, sure.
A lot of the newer things, when Frusciante wasn't in the band anymore.
Right. I could change their lineup a lot.
Yeah, I don't care about the stuff after that, but when Frusciante's in the band, that is extremely hard to get rid of, but I have to do it because it's Jimi Hendrix.
Sure. Oh, and the song, what's the song? "Suck My Kiss," I think is the one.
Yep.
It's I think it's perfect.
That's a crazy song.
I can't listen to that song and physically not be happy.
Okay.
It just puts me in the mood every time.
It's just what that mouth was made to do. But sick. So Jimi Hendrix wins, and See You Later to an incredible discography.
Goodbye.
My heart is genuinely broken, theoretically, because this isn't
F in the chat.
Yeah. But yeah, rip to Red Hot Chili Peppers. I think that's depressing. So let's go to the next round.
All right, let's get more depressed. Let's move on.
Absolutely. All right, let's see. So we have the Smiths.
Ooh. All right.
Versus.
This should be a fun one.
Queen.
Oh wow. Oh man.
Queen wins. I don't like the Smiths.
Both bands I got into when I was super young. Queen was probably one of my first favorite bands.
Yeah.
And I still like them, but I guess I don't love them as much anymore.
You gotta love.
They're very good. Oh yeah, Brian May. Brian May alone is just insane. I
Yeah.
mean, obviously, and Freddie Mercury, everyone knows that, but yeah, I don't know. Also, John Deacon as a bass player is very nice. I got to go with the Smiths. I love the Smiths. They're like
I know.
probably one of my most favorite bands ever.
Yeah.
And no disrespect against Queen, because every person watching this video is going to dislike it after me saying this. I'm destroying your like. No, Tyler's never going to invite me to another video. I'm just destroying his like to dislike ratio. But, oh man.
Yeah. I sort of think I already destroyed it in the last video when I picked Blink over Beatles, but yeah.
But I could go on for about everything I love about the Smiths. But
Morrissey's so hot and sexy.
Oh, dude, he's like my daddy. Like he's the best,
dude.
I think
pause.
All right, I think we should move on. No.
Yeah.
No.
Well, I know that me and you have polar opposite Smiths opinions.
Oh, for sure. And sometimes like I don't know. I guess I'll be hesitant to say things around you if I think we'll disagree. But no, like the Smiths, they're
why?
Guitar. I love the guitar playing. Their bass player.
No, I mean, why are you hesitant?
Oh, why am I hesitant to share things?
You're like hours away from me right now.
I don't know.
If I wanted to kill you, I couldn't do it.
Oh, you'd figure it out.
I don't know. Maybe.
But like I think the instrumental it's really tight. Morrissey is obviously he's easy to make fun of, super dramatic, but I think I like his voice a lot. The first thing I ever heard by them was Smith's Best 2. They have Best 1 and Best 2. But I really got into I just loved a song on that one, and again I got it from my parents because I get virtually everything from my parents. But that's the one like I did go in and dig into like all their albums and everything, and I did that on my own. That was pretty fun. I actually don't own The Queen is Dead on CD, which is an album I really love, which is kind of interesting because I've only ever seen that like full price. It's kind of weird. Like I've only seen it new because they like reissue it like every once in a while. But I don't know. The Queen is still very good. Obviously super nostalgic for me, even if I'm not like I guess I don't really call myself a fan as much anymore, but I still definitely like them. Right.
For me, Queen, I am a Queen fan, and I'm a Brian.
Sure. Actually, I did not know that.
And the thing is about Queen is that they do it all. They have like the super like this song belongs in a musical type stuff. And they also have like the Sheer Heart Attack album.
Oh, dude.
Which is the other end, like Stone Cold Crazy and stuff like that. Yeah, and I just think the thing about Queen is that, okay, I think very few bands do anthems well. I think generally I have a thing against whenever a band tries to make something like an anthem. It generally comes off super freaking corny to me, and I can't really handle it. There's a few bands that can do anthems pretty well. Queen, I think, is part of the reason why, because Queen puts all other anthems to shame, because everything they ever do is an anthem. And but their talent is extraordinary. Queen is like Michael Jackson level, it's just it's so polished, it's so intelligent, and yeah, it's pretty wild stuff. So I gotta go with Queen, but obviously this is easy because I'm not a Smiths fan. So,
right.
Yeah. So we have disagreed for a third time in this process. So it's getting spicy. We've disagreed 3 times out of 15 total rounds. Okay, let us keep going. Okay, we've done that one. Beach Boys versus we've done that one. Versus Foo Fighters.
Foo Fighters.
Wow.
All right.
Wow.
Wow.
Beach Boys. That's where I'm.
Yeah, I'd probably say the same. Beach Boys.
Yep.
I guess, and Beach Boys it's interesting because obviously they're all albums in the 60s, and then when they got into weirder stuff, late 60s, early 70s. After that, they'd released a lot of crap albums I just don't like at all. Obviously, it's kind of understandable. They were like getting like super old at that point, but some of their stuff.
Yep.
Obviously, Pet Sounds is a favorite. I'd even go the two albums before Pet Sounds. What are they? Beach Boys Today and Summer Days and Summer Nights. I love those albums as well. I don't know which one my favorite is, but I probably like those as much as I like Pet Sounds, which is an interesting statement. But those are the albums they did where it's kind of like I guess Beatles, like Help is my favorite Beatles, but moving into Rubber Soul and then moving into the weird stuff. Like Pet Sounds, this big huge orchestral thing. Now these other two albums, Today and Summer Days, are kind of like the transition to moving into that. I really enjoy it. Those three alone, I think, put them really high for me.
What are your just general thoughts on Foo Fighters?
Foo Fighters, that's another one I don't know. I've generally liked, but I've not loved, I guess.
Sure.
There's another one. My friend, our friend Daniel has gotten into, and he actually plays. He has a CD player he plays stuff on, which is pretty cool. So I like them. I guess it makes me think of him because I'm being a friend. But I don't know. Just Beach Boys is one I can really dig into sometimes, I think.
Yeah, I gotta go with Beach Boys. They have more stuff I like than Foo Fighters. Foo Fighters I'm pretty hit and miss with. Also,
Sure.
Man, I don't want to come off as too negative, but Taylor Hawkins is not my favorite drummer. I really can't handle the guy. Just can't. Yeah, and maybe I'll talk about that at some point, but not in this video. I'm not positive towards
more
Taylor
videos.
Hawkins. Yeah. Well, I have videos planned to talk about drummers, and I don't have that video planned because all the videos I have planned are positive. But if I did a negative one, maybe I'd start there.
So everyone, you need to subscribe so you make sure you see these videos when they come out.
Yeah. I'm convinced that Dave Grohl is completely delusional because he always says in interviews that Taylor Hawkins is the best drummer in the world. This is a false fixed belief.
That is great.
Yeah, this is delusion. But yeah, Foo Fighters, I'm very hit and miss. I really like songs by them, not albums. I do own some albums because they have a lot of songs, but then there's also a lot of things that I would consider that are not good. And some Foo Fighters, I like whenever they get freaky. Like they have a song called Stacked Actors that freaks me out, and it's my favorite Foo Fighters song. That song is really different, and I dig it a lot. So I know that Foo Fighters has every bit of potential to be incredible. I really, if Foo Fighters was a discography full of things like that, I'd be pretty positive. And that album really is pretty good. The There Is Nothing Left to Lose album, that's probably my favorite by them. But yeah, a lot of hit and miss. But then Beach Boys, it's all really excellent. Sometimes I get a little sick of the surfing thing.
Right.
They have a lot of non-surfing beach related songs as well. And they get real creative on things like Pet Sounds. And yeah, while they do kind of release a lot of crap later, like you said, they have a whole lot there that's really good. I could probably more easily ditch Foo Fighters in this particular battle of the bands. Yeah, let's go to the next round. So
also, I guess that another thing, I guess going even earlier in Beach Boys, they made Surfin' Safari and Surfin' USA, again, your surf albums. I think those albums are kind of dumb, but then when they made Surfer Girl, which is I think is really nice. I love the singing on that one. Songs like Catch a Wave, I think is the one. And obviously In My Room and Surfer Girl is the song. Some of the
My Room is a top song.
And They're really simple but really pretty. And then everything else from there all the way up to like, I think the one is Surf's Up, which is actually not an album about surfing, which is funny, but it's called Surf's Up. And it's but I like some of the albums like around that time period are kind of hit and miss for me, but I really enjoy Surf's Up, I think.
Yep, cool. All right, man. Next battle we have
meme.
The Cure versus Tool.
Oh. Well then.
That is really freaking crazy. Okay. Wow.
I wonder if there's been a video where both bands' names were said in the same video, like ever.
Well, maybe people have said that because the songs are so long.
That's true.
That has probably happened. Maybe I've even in our Cure video.
You probably did, honestly.
I feel like I probably did. But I really like when the Tool does long songs, and I usually don't like when the Cure does. Mm-hmm. I gotta give this to Tool because I've been a Tool fan for a longer period of time, so I know their music. I'm more familiar with it, and it's like I have kind of a connection to it more so than I do with the Cure, because that's a band that I recently got into that you've been into for a lot longer than I have. So to me, and also Tool is just more like my normal cup of tea, I guess.
Right. It's heavy.
It's a comfort zone in a way. So
cool.
Gotta go Tool.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think I want to pick Cure for this one. Just because basically same ideas. I've known them for longer, and I've been on this like Cure thing ever since we said we were gonna rank their albums. I've just been listening to them like a ton. I've bought some of their CDs recently. Yeah. Tool though, I mean, I don't really listen to metal, but I love Lateralis, which I know is a popular pick, but I think and the long songs I think are well worth it.
Yeah.
And on that one, because they're just so awesome. Mm-hmm. And you gotta find time to listen to it, but if you have time, or even just listen to like a song. And Tool's another one I have to listen to loud. I mean, I think everyone does that, but it's just so I love. But yeah, I guess part of because it's one I've gotten into more recently, but really respect. I guess probably because it is harder to follow. I mean, with the time signatures and things, which I mean, granted, that's the point, and it is still really, really good. But the Cure, I just like, some of the albums of the Cure are they're also brilliant. I think that's easier one for me to go into, but it's still really fun. Yeah, I really like both bands. It's
sucks to get rid of one. Yeah, I would say that maybe
had
Tool,
to do it to him.
I would say that maybe Tool is a bit easier to get rid of because they have less material and they've lasted less time. And also, has Tool ever really existed? They've always kind of been off the map. So it's kind of like that too.
They'll wait, 14 years and then they'll disappear another 14 years.
Yeah. But I'll keep Tool and you can keep the Cure.
Sure.
And then sometime we'll hang out. So next up we have
which I'm surprised I got so much into Tool, but I'm definitely glad I did.
Yeah.
It's because it's good.
Yeah. Let's see. Van Halen versus but yeah, we have Van Halen versus Jane's Addiction. It's Jane's Addiction for me. But it's yeah, I'm gonna stick with that. Jane's Addiction.
Oh man, that's super because I've been super interested in Van Halen all my life. It's another nostalgic one. I mean, if you're watching this video, you can tell everything I grew up listening to: AC/DC, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Van Halen, some of those. But I'm really digging into Jane's Addiction recently, especially their first album.
Yep.
That's another one where I would say I love probably almost every song on that album.
Yep.
And also Van Halen's released a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
I would say Jane's Addiction is more creative and innovative and whatever.
They are.
And they're kind of crazier and more interesting too. But Van Halen also does a lot of the kind of crazy things, but it feels like whenever Van Halen's going crazy, they're being showy. And it feels like when Jane's Addiction is going crazy, it feels just insane. So there's a difference there.
True insanity. And that's probably why I'd go with Jane's Addiction, I think. Because obviously with everything Van Halen put out, they have some great albums, but it is a whole, David Lee Roth, which is it's still like stupid fun.
Well, Perry Farrell does the same.
I know, it's the same. And also, imagining, just imagine. I'm trying to imagine like if I wanted to like see them live. I think that'd be really cool. Actually, Jane's Addiction is one my dad used to own. Yeah. But I think
Jane's Addiction's approach to guitar is very similar too. It's the extremely loud reverb, weird techniques. The guitar solos they could kill a man,
Literally.
Yeah, I gotta go Jane's Addiction of just because I love more stuff. Jane's Addiction, Van Halen, I like a lot of stuff and I love some, but Jane's Addiction, they have more that I love. Even though Jane's Addiction's discography is pretty small, still have to go.
I feel like I'm more of a fan of Eddie Van Halen, just him as a musician or as a performer, as opposed to the entire Van Halen band. Just because. Yeah. But that's the one I always get drawn to. Obviously everyone knows Eruption and some of those. Yeah. When you really
Spanish
got me,
Fly.
Run the Devil. That the first album, the self-titled, is one that it's another one people think is like just awesome. And I like songs I love on that. Songs like Jamie's Crying is one. But I feel like some of the songs are hit or miss. Some of them I don't like as much.
Ice Cream Man. Ice Cream is the best Van Halen song ever.
Oh, that is, I do love that one. I don't know what my favorite Van Halen song is. I really like, in terms of albums, I like Women and Children First. I feel like that's another one of the songs that are hit or miss. There's some cool ones on there. Yeah. I really like 1984. I really like Fair Warning. I think it's probably my favorite by them because every song just grooves really hard. But then you go against something like Jane's Addiction where it's just like insane. Yeah. And it's just this violent insanity. But I love it. So probably them simply because of Nothing Shocking, how this video is literally just like what I've been into recently, but I really do love Nothing Shocking, that album there. And every song it's kind of like, well, I'm not comparing them to Phish, but we mentioned Phish earlier. It made me really funny, and it's really crazy in just like this really funny way, but it's super cool.
Yeah, it's kind of like dorky sometimes.
It is. Yeah. But like
Van Halen's not dorky. Van Halen's trying to get chicks.
Yeah. Yeah. No, for sure. But Van Halen is one that I'd again go back to with my childhood. Just growing up with some of those, I guess. And everything.
Anything like this.
Cool.
So we have to stop filming now, so we'll cap that video there with Jane's Addiction. We be defeating Van Halen for that round. But yet we will have part 3 in another video, and we'll finish out our list. And so the first video we did 10 rounds. This video we had enough time for 8 rounds, and in the next video, I guess that leaves 7 more to do the remaining 14 bands on our original list of 50. So making progress. Anything you want to say?
This is really interesting.
Yeah.
Well, it's a lot weirder than I thought it was going to be, but it is more fun and more interesting than I thought it would.
Yeah,
would be.
I was hoping it'd just be nuts. Some funny, some really intensely hard. Yeah, it's a good mix.
Yep. For sure. I like that it's random.
Because you'd never compare bands, like this ever.
No, so, of course not.
Yeah. All right, man. So, yep. Be sure to dislike, delete your comment, and unsubscribe.
Yep.
And if you're on the notification bell, whenever you unsubscribe, it should take you off, so you're good there.
Yeah.
But all right, signing off.
Everyone report this video.
For hate speech.
For hate speech,
we probably talked about your
people probably will.
Yeah.
It'll get taken down.
Oh yeah.
It'll be like, wow, you didn't like Queen.
And just in case we weren't speaking hate speech about your favorite band earlier, whatever your favorite band is, it sucks and I hate it.
It's true.
Let's just throw that out there. That way we definitely do get reported. So signing off.